Tesla is in inning 2. If you don't own Tesla, you will not have the same future as the people who do financially, because this will end up becoming one of the most profitable companies in the world. It will become the biggest company in the world. So it's the greatest opportunity of our lives is right in front of us. You can all be rich if you're not already because of Tesla. It's a choice. It's a choice. Now, there's risk with all investing. I do have to say that because the SEC does require that I say that. But there's also risk in not investing. And the SEC doesn't require that I say that. There's risk in investing, but there's risk in not investing. And that's the risk you should be most concerned about, is not investing in the future. And Tesla is the future. And Tesla's going to the moon, solving autonomy, solving climate, all within the same company. What an opportunity. What a huge impact on our society. Neutering the oil-producing nations of their power and wealth is the most important national security issue that America faces.
In this video, long-term Tesla bull and FUD-fighter Ross Gerber bangs a drum on what he describes as the greatest investment opportunity of our lives, and who am I to argue? I'm featuring highlights from Ross Gerber's Tesla to the Moon talk at the 2022 Tesla Takeover event put on by Tesla owners Silicon Valley. As always, link in the description to the full talk. Highly recommend you check it out. And before we get into the video, I just want to take a moment. This is really important. The 2022 Tesla Takeover was an event in which thousands, repeat, thousands of people paid money to purchase a ticket to attend an event in which they would hear from Tesla fanboys and fangirls talking about the company and their future. Not only that, the event was put on by Tesla owners Silicon Valley, whose Twitter account alone has in excess of 500,000 followers. Now, why does this matter? Well, I'll answer that with another question. Can anyone watching think of a single other company on the planet who not only would have self-organizing fan clubs at this kind of a scale, but be able to put on an event in which people would willingly exchange their hard-earned cash for a ticket to attend to hear these thoughts and ideas around the company and their future? I'm personally unaware of a single other company on the planet in which this would be true, and this really matters. Again, this is one of those things you can't stick in your spreadsheet, so if you're a Wall Street stock analyst, Tesla Takeover 20, where's that go in my spreadsheet? It doesn't, okay, it doesn't matter, it's irrelevant. But it is relevant. This is really important. If you knew nothing else about Tesla the company, nothing whatsoever to do with their products, nothing except the fact that Tesla owners clubs around the world exist and regularly put on events, in and of itself is an invaluable data point. There is no other company like Tesla. So with that said, let's get into it. Guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoy these videos, there's a bunch of ways you can support the channel, access exclusive content and perks. Check out the links in the pinned comment below. If you want to take it to the next level, join thousands of members on Patreon to gain exclusive access to over 100 Q&A videos, loads of exclusive content, exclusive access to my up-to-date 10-year Tesla stock price targets, and even access my Tesla valuation model at the investor support level and above. You can also pick up some Tesla, Elon, and investment themed merch in the merch store. So check out the links in the pinned comment below, and thanks for your support.
So now we're going back to a fully renewable future where we can take rocks from the earth, turn them into batteries, turn those batteries into cars and into storage facilities for energy from the sun or from the wind. And then we can drive around and transport goods and services all day long without any cost to the environment. I can't tell you how amazing this technology is and what the long-term impact is. So when you drive around Santa Monica today, you see Teslas everywhere. You see Teslas more than Mercedes, more than Volkswagen. It's taken over. And if you extrapolate out what's happened in Santa Monica to every major city in the world, Tesla is in inning 2 of its potential.
Well, on this point, I absolutely disagree. Wait, aren't I meant to be a Tesla bull? Yes, I disagree because I don't think we've even completed the first inning. Now, this may sound completely batshit insane to many people watching. Good. I'm glad. More Tesla stock for me at these prices. Now let me be clear, were it not for Tesla's lead and progress in terms of solving autonomy, Tesla Vision, Tesla AI, and having built the foundational building block for artificial general intelligence and news of the Tesla bot, yeah, maybe inning 2. But Tesla bot and AGI have completely changed the f***ing story, and more importantly, the trajectory of this company. And I have to say, I personally believe just about every Tesla bull is completely missing this. And I get it, I understand, this is a very long range time frame. We're talking 10, 20, 30, 40 plus years for this to fully play out, maybe even longer. But I do want to get this on the record. I think in 10 years time, when most Tesla investors were thinking, okay, the growth is going to slow down, maybe it's growing 20% per year if we're lucky, I actually believe that Tesla will still be in hyper growth mode. In fact, we may actually see revenue growth accelerating at that period in time. Yes, I said it out loud, I'm on the record, and the internet never forgets. We've got S-curves upon S-curves upon S-curves. Never seen anything like this before. EVs themselves are a multi-trillion-dollar opportunity. So too energy. Robo-taxis, probably a $10+ trillion opportunity. Tesla bot, Could easily be a $100 trillion opportunity. It could even be a quadrillion dollar opportunity. Are you ready? It could even be a quintillion dollar opportunity. And yeah, I know I literally sound insane. But you see, the key difference between actually being insane and sounding insane is that I've done the numbers to draw these conclusions. I believe the last doubling of the global economy took about 25 years. This is accelerating on the back of technology. Instead of letting our intuition guide us, it makes a little bit more sense to allow a calculator to guide us. There's approximately 2 billion working adults on Earth today. These people contribute to global GDP, providing useful labor. As Elon Musk has pondered aloud, is there a limit to the potential size of the global economy? Maybe not. And I tend to agree. Of course, there are some physical limitations when you get really extreme, how much energy is available from the sun, how much matter and material is available in our solar system, blah, blah, blah. But before we get to that stage, there is potential for global GDP to increase many thousands of times. If there's a company that contributes meaningfully to this enormous increase in global GDP by providing enormous amounts of useful labor, it's not that much of a stretch to imagine some of the possibilities in Tesla's future. Of course, nothing is guaranteed, but the point that I'm making here is quite simple. From where I stand today, the potential for Tesla to maintain ridiculous rates of growth for ridiculous periods of time is clear as day. Doesn't mean they will. We're just talking about possibilities and potential, but the potential really is there. When we talk about Tesla being the first inning, second inning, you know what? I'd much rather talk about it in percentage terms. I think today, Tesla hasn't come close to fulfilling 1/10 of 1% of their long-term potential. Now, potential doesn't equate to outcome, but the point I'm making, it's not even day one. We're at day 0.
And that's what we're here to talk about today. Is the smartest thing you can ever do is invest in a renewable future. And that's what we do at my firm at GK. We're financial advisors and we help you build a financial plan. And we certainly love working with the Tesla community. And we all know that you don't want to sell your stock even though it's 42% of your portfolio. Okay? We're the only firm that allows that.
I wonder what they'd say about my 100% allocation. And just out of interest, please let me know in the comments below. We're just talking about your stock portfolio. But as a percent of your stock portfolio, how much does Tesla stock comprise? Let me know in the comments below. I think this will be very insightful.
We also look at the future and say, if you don't own Tesla, you will not have the same future as the people who do financially.
I definitely agree.
Because this will end up becoming one of the most profitable companies in the world.
The most.
It will become the biggest company in the world.
Sure fucking will. Again, great opportunity to remind you guys and girls of my Tesla stock price targets available exclusively on Patreon. Click the card in the corner or the link in the pinned comment to join. Even in my bear case, the worst case scenario, everything that can go wrong does go wrong. 2032, 10 years from now as I record this, I expect Tesla's market cap, again, absolute worst case, to be more than double that of the world's largest company today. And again, that is in my absolute worst case scenario. I'm not even going to mention my base case or my bull case or my hyper bull case. If you want to see those, you'll have to join Patreon with the link in the pinned comment.
And I said this about Apple many years ago when they came out with this thing called the iPhone and everybody thought I was crazy. I said, they're going to sell 200 million phones a year. And they said, you're crazy. I said this about Netflix when they had a few subscribers and were sending discs. And I said, one day they'll have 200 million subscribers. Actually, I thought it'd be 100 million subscribers. And I look at Tesla today and how many cars, they just hit 3 million cars. And now they're doing 1.5 million cars a year. And by the end of the year, they'll have 2 million cars a year. Now think about that, doubling your lifetime amount of cars that you've ever produced annually. That's 5,000 electric vehicles a day that are being purchased of people who will never use gas again. We're going to get to 7,000 to 8,000 cars a day. A day. Now Lucid, I love what they're trying to do. It's nice. 1,000 cars a quarter isn't going to do anything. But 7,000 cars a day, going to 10,000 cars a day. We're going to get another Gigafactory announcement soon. This is massive impact, but it's just the beginning. It's just the beginning. So if you're thinking about your future and you're 70, or you're thinking about your future and you're 15, the future is an electric future. And it starts with lithium, and it works all its way to the cars that you see outside. And we're invested in all of that. And that's what we're doing. And we're not doing it just to make money. That's the byproduct of impact investing for change. And that's what we try to do at Gerber Kawasaki. Impact investing for change. Like investing in autonomy. Why we so believe in full self-driving. This is such an important goal. How many people have to die on the roads? How many people? We know that humans are not good drivers. We know this. I'm sorry. It's just a fact. Solving autonomy. Solving climate. All within the same company. What an opportunity. What a huge impact on our society.
This is a great point from Ross. Think about how lucky we are as Tesla stock investors that this one company is not only going after some of the world's biggest problems, aka the world's biggest opportunities, but the amount of good each of these will do electrification of the entire economy, sustainable energy generation, storage and supply, which includes transportation, plus autonomy, which will literally over the long term save many millions of lives, and many tens of millions of people will avoid injury, suffering and pain, permanent disability and so on from being involved in non-fatal collisions. It's almost too good to be true. Incredible financial opportunity from an investment point of view, and arguably doing more good than any other company on the planet in not just one area but many. This is why I often describe Tesla as a generational investment opportunity. I'm not sure how many times you would need to roll the dice in the history of humanity for another opportunity like this to arise. And I really do mean that. Let's not even get started on AGI and the humanoid robot.
The only thing I worry about with my kids, honestly, is them walking through a parking lot and getting hit by a car. Riding a bike in LA, you can get hit by a car. We need autonomy, right? And we need it now. It's Tesla. So it's the greatest opportunity of our lives is right in front of us. You can all be rich if you're not already because of Tesla. It's a choice. It's a choice. Now, there's risk with all investing. I do have to say that because the SEC does require that I say that. But there's also risk in not investing. And the SEC doesn't require that I say that. There's risk in investing, but there's risk in not investing. And that's the risk you should be most concerned about.
Ross raises an incredibly important point. Putting the conversation relating to investing in Tesla to the side for a moment, I just want to talk about the concept of risk, action, and inaction. I've noticed a recurring theme for some strange reason. Most people tend to delude themselves into thinking that inaction is low/no risk. If I don't do anything, I can't be taking a risk. I can't fuck up if I don't do anything. Doing nothing, no risk involved, right? Wrong. You see, here's the difference. If you do something and there's a level of uncertainty associated with the outcome, there's definitely risk associated with that decision. However, if you do nothing, the same is also true. There are consequences that relate to that decision of doing nothing. Inaction, in and of itself, is a decision, an action. This is one of the quirks of human psychology. For some reason, most people seem to assume, I don't know, maybe they just don't want to be culpable. Hey, it's not my fault. I didn't do anything. I didn't take any risks. I did nothing. Don't blame me that things fucked up. I think more often than not, the biggest risk of all is doing nothing. Whether that's being too scared to invest in anything, spending your entire adult working life just saving money, watching it erode due to inflation. I didn't want to risk anything in the stock market, so I just kept it in cash. That's a very high risk decision with predictable consequences. But many people trick themselves into thinking that's a low risk decision. It's anything but. Another great example, I know that most of my audience is male. How many of you see a beautiful woman, super attractive, and pussy out? Don't even go say hello. That could have been your future wife. But instead, I don't want to get rejected. I'm scared of risk. Next minute, you miss out on the love of your life. Something to consider.
Is not investing in the future. And Tesla is the future. And Tesla's going to the moon.
It is difficult to argue with that point from Ross.
But there's nobody who works harder and more tirelessly for our future than Elon. That's for sure. I've seen it firsthand, and it's something as an investor I value the most is the CEOs with the visions that they have and their goals and for their future. And I think that that's really what makes it exciting is investing with one of the most ambitious, intelligent, foresightful humans on earth whose goals are just enormous, and he articulated them again this week, and I love them very much.
Yeah, I mean, I interviewed the guy 2 months ago for 4 straight hours with Kelvin and Eli and Ryan from Kilowatts, and this was a day off. After that 4-hour interview, he got an autopilot call. This is going to be the hardest working guy. I mean, he's already the richest person in the world, but he's not living on a yacht somewhere, right? So this is going to be one of the hardest guys that you could put your money behind.
In a spot that really sucked when you're an investor because you're long a stock and you're getting hammered in it, and then guys like Einhorn come out. You already got the media pounding you every day, and then on Twitter, they attack me daily, how dumb I am and all this kind of stuff, and then Michael Burry, and Steve Eastman from The Big Short, they come out short Tesla, and I remember this day because I was like, now I'm really screwed. So I go home to my wife and I said, honey, even the Big Short people are against me now. They have a movie about them. Like, what am I going to do? Because I go, people want EVs, right, honey? And she's like, yes. People want a sustainable future, right? Yes. These are cool EVs, right, honey? And she's like, yes. I go, I'm not crazy, right? And she's like, no. And I'm like, I got to invest more. And we bought $6 million more of that convertible deal. And we made like $60 million on it.
$60 million profit. Not bad. Sometimes it does pay to take risks.
And I think that when you're an investor, your family, my kids, Max and Jimmy over there, I focus on them. I focus on my family because that's what investing is about. It's about building something for your family and for your future, but it's also about what life I want my kids to have. And I wasn't going to let Michael Burry make my kids grow up in a world where we're burning up. That's for sure. So I go on TV every day, I'm in the media every day, and I attack these people every day and they attack me back.
I'm definitely sensing some parallels between Ross and myself as it relates to Tesla. And I've got to give credit, there's no fucking chance I would be caught dead in the mainstream finance media. Even if I was fighting Tesla FUD, it's just not worth it. Too many dimwits, too many sound bites, give us your opinion in 3 seconds, not my scene. I have a total lack of respect for the mainstream finance media. Wouldn't be caught dead, but someone's got to do it, so thank you, Ross. We appreciate it. And I really genuinely do mean that. Ross has been fighting FUD for years in the mainstream media, calling out oil shills who've been shitting on Tesla despite the fact that half their stock portfolios in oil companies. Ross is the man, tells it like it is. We disagree on many things outside of Tesla, but I've got to give the guy credit. He always speaks his mind, he's willing to get his face out there, and he's been fighting Tesla FUD since before most of you even owned the stock.
And I want to leave you with this thought because it's way bigger than climate. Right now, we are in one of the biggest, riskiest situations America has faced for our future in a long time. I would say since the Cuban Missile Crisis. We are watching genocide in Ukraine daily as the oil-producing murderers of Russia attack innocent civilians. And much of this is about politics, but in the end, it's not. It's about oil, and it's about weaponizing natural resources to fight America. That's what this is. Russia has no power without oil. Saudi Arabia has no power without oil. And Iran has no power without oil.
He ain't wrong.
Neutering the oil-producing nations of their power and wealth is the most important national security issue that America faces. Because if we neuter them from their oil money, they have nothing. They have nothing. Our enemies use this against us. And if you are naive to what's happening in the world, just open up the papers, look at the internet, and you can see. This is a war over resource. And Tesla and investing in clean energy neuters that power. So it's not just about climate. It's not just about autonomy. It's about changing the world order. And that's why what we're doing is so important. And that's why I'm here today.
Well, Ross makes a lot of great points. I think one of the best was on risk. Inaction versus action. Sometimes the biggest risk of all is doing nothing. As I mentioned, there's a link in the description to the full talk. I highly recommend you check it out. And I'm super stoked to see the Tesla Takeover continue to grow in a bigger event year after year. And lastly, don't forget you can support the channel by joining Patreon with the card in the corner or the link at the pinned comment. Going back to my earlier point, Ross thinks Tesla's in the second innings. Mate, they haven't even walked out onto the fucking field. So, see you guys over on Patreon. I'm Stephen Mark Ryan. This is Solving the Money Problem, and I love you all. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoy these videos, there's a bunch of ways you can support the channel, access exclusive content and perks, and get some free stocks and crypto. Check out the links in the pinned comment below. You can also pick up some Tesla, Elon, and investment themed merch in the merch store. If you want to take it to the next level, join thousands of members on Patreon to gain exclusive access to over 100 Q&A videos, loads of exclusive content, exclusive access to my up-to-date 10-year Tesla stock price targets, and even access my Tesla valuation model at the investor support level and above. So check out the links in the pinned comment below, and thanks for your support. And if you're still watching, you're awesome. I read every single comment on this channel and I really appreciate your feedback. So if you've got any thoughts on today's video, questions, comments, or suggestions for a new video, let me know in the comments below. Check the cards on screen now to browse the merch store, join Patreon, or watch the next video.